This is Fuck Around and Get Paid, the podcast where fun, flow, and strategy meet to help you get paid for doing what you love. I'm your host, Jennifer Liss, and today we're going to talk about how to show up confidently and do a little visibility check to see where are your strengths and where do you have some room to grow in your influence. Let's dive in. Hello, friend. Welcome back to the podcast. Today, we're talking about something that every entrepreneur struggles with. Even if they don't say it out loud, I promise you, every single person struggles with this: being visible, being seen, and most importantly, most difficult for so many people, showing up authentically as yourself in your business. If you've ever avoided posting online, if you've ever overthought your messaging, if you've ever felt that little freeze when it's time to step into the spotlight, this is an episode for you. And I hope you leave this episode feeling excited and also with some new knowledge and awareness of where you can improve and also where you might already be strong in your visibility boosts. So something to keep in mind is that, again, every entrepreneur struggles with this. I mean, even I myself am going through some big moments of growth in this season of my business and this season of my life. What I feel like I'm really being called into, and what every entrepreneur is really being called into right now, is stepping into our truth and stepping into our authentic expression. Because let's be honest, we are done with fake. We're just done with it. We're done with pretending. We're done with all of the things that we feel like are not just truth. And in part because AI is really taking over right now, and it's going to be a part of our lives. Like, there's just no way around it unless we have a technological meltdown. AI is here and it's here to stay, and it's going to be integrated as part of our lives. And my hope is that it's for good, that there are good, really good things that genuinely come out of it. I mean, you can now go order food very easily from your favorite restaurant, and it can be delivered to your door within 45 minutes. That's because of AI. Every time you go somewhere, you don't have to pull up MapQuest directions. You don't have to pull out an old school map. You just pull up Google Maps and it tells you the best route to get there. That's AI. There are really good things, right, that are happening in the world from AI, and that's being done by entrepreneurs. Now, I'm not saying that that's where you're working and that's your space at all, but there's the recognition that it's a good thing. It's also a good thing in that as human beings, we're really being called to truth. And I, as a truth teller myself, I'm thrilled about that. But where it's really getting tricky and sticky for a lot of us as entrepreneurs right now is that the AI thing that is calling for real humans to be even more human is causing us to tap up against some nervous system things. Some big nervous system things that we're hitting because we aren't always comfortable being honest. We're not always comfortable being exactly who we are, especially in our businesses, because for so long, look at work. Like, when we show up to work, a lot of times we have been a different person. We show up as the business version of ourselves, or the serious version of ourselves, or the version who takes ourselves very seriously. And I recognize this when I used to do hair. I would have a client who came in and sat in my chair, and the way that they were with me, I would then, one of their coworkers, they'd recommend a coworker, and their coworker would be describing or talking about them in a completely different way. I'm like, are we talking about the same human being? Because when she sits in my chair, we talk about all kinds of stuff. Client confidentiality. It's not like I was talking about my clients to my other clients, but it was weird. And I was like, wow, people really show up different in different spaces. And so why I share this and digress on this is because it is different. It's different. And as entrepreneurs, I really firmly believe that we're being called to be even more us and not just the version of you who you've been, but the version of you who you are becoming. And we're going to talk about that here in just a second. So I'm hope that by the end of this episode, you feel like you understand some of your natural strengths and your nervous system responses and how they are the key to turning your visibility, your ability to show up authentically in your business into results in your business. I'm also going to give you a couple of we're going to do a little micro audit. How does that sound? To help you get some clarity fast. And if you want, there's actually a full visibility audit waiting for you in the show notes. So if you really want to dig into this, go do that full visibility audit. You can go download it totally for free. So let's first talk about what is visibility? What exactly does it mean when we talk about showing up, being seen, being visible? Well, most entrepreneurs think that visibility is about posting consistently, showing up, hitting publish, being seen by putting ourselves out there consistently. And yes, of course, those are really good things. As a business owner right now, social media is still, if you're not doing paid ads, it's still free advertising. It's free marketing for your business. So it is important to do things. It is important to send regular emails. If you have a podcast, to show up on the podcast, that's how you're going to be visible to your clients. That here's where we get visibility a little bit skewed, is that visibility isn't really about how much you show up. It's about how safe you feel being seen in your true essence, being seen, showing up fully. And not just, many entrepreneurs feel really safe being seen as who we've been. So telling stories of and we've been told, right? Like telling stories is a really powerful way to connect with your clients, which is absolutely true. But we're really practiced in that. And people are practiced in connecting with that, with the past version of you, with the current version of you. But where most entrepreneurs are really weak, hear me on this, this is going to make a big difference in your business, is being comfortable and having nervous system regulation, speaking from the version of you who you are becoming. This is the power move. When your nervous system does not feel safe being all of you, that includes all versions of you, past, present, and future. All of this matters so that you can be fully visible, so that you can be fully seen, which allows you to be fully relatable. And if you don't feel comfortable being all versions of you, your body is going to literally freeze. You're going to overthink. You're going to shut down in scenarios where that is asked of you. And those little asks of you to be the past, present, or future version of yourself can be very sneaky, and you might not realize that that's even coming up for you. So this episode will help you probably double tap and have a little bit more awareness of where you might be hitting some of those blocks. Okay. Now let's talk about why visibility, your strengths and visibility really matter in your business, because it's not just about marketing. It's not just about showing up. It's about showing up as this most magnetic version of yourself. The most magnetic version of yourself is the version that is going to resonate with your ideal clients. You know, the people who want to pay you, your ideal client avatar, some people say. But what I want to say is, like, it's not just the people who want to pay you. Your ideal client avatar is the ones that you love them so much that you just want to hang out with them. Like the people who want to pay you, whether you own a coffee shop or whether you have a coaching business, you're like, I am so excited to go to work because the people who come into this business are freaking awesome. That's how you F around and get paid in your business, because business is people. So if the people showing up in your business are so freaking cool and you're getting to do something that you genuinely enjoy, you've hit the jackpot, right? Well, how do you do that? By ensuring that the messaging that you're putting out there, everything about your business is magnetizing those people. And those people want to see themselves in you or in something in your business. That's how it makes it the most magnetic. If you're hiding things about yourself, and if things about yourself are hidden from yourself, you're going to have a hard time doing that. Right? Do we see that? Because they will be attracted to your business when something in them is clearly activated, which will be activated by them seeing it in you, or somehow something in the marketing of your business like activates that for them. So what are these things? What are these blocks that we could potentially be having around this? Well, first, we just have to understand what happens in the body. Your mind and your body are fully here to keep you safe. That's it. That's the entire job, is to keep you safe. As a human being, your brain and your nervous system, it is here to make sure that you stay alive. That's it. So when we have an experience, and that could be all the way back to childhood, and often it is in these scenarios, we're continuing to relive experiences from our childhood over and over and over until we have awareness and are able to transcend them. Somewhere along the way, being seen for who you are, being seen doing things that you love, being seen in general may have felt unsafe. And this can happen in very simple ways. It could be the simplest thing. It does not take much for us to have some kind of a trigger here. It could just be that you wore your ponytail a certain way one day and the most popular girl in school teased you about it. It could actually be that she liked your ponytail and she just wished that she had been wearing it hers that way that day, but she teased you about it. And so then you didn't feel safe to try new things. It could be that you stood up and went and did the school spelling bee. So you're standing in front of the whole school and they say, spell hippopotamus. You have no idea how to spell hippopotamus and you completely freeze and you're so embarrassed. And so now every time that you think that you could be in a scenario where something could surprise you, you totally freeze, or where you feel like you need to get it right, you totally freeze. Could be that a teacher or a parent in some way made you feel like you were being too much, like you were speaking too loud, or maybe not enough. Maybe your grades weren't good enough. All of these kinds of things could make you feel unsafe. Maybe you made some kind of a mistake, or you felt embarrassed, or you felt judged. Any of these moments, and think about your life. Like if you've lived decades on this earth, there have been many moments where if you experience something and then you did not witness or have witness to that emotion in a safe way so that you could process it, it triggered in your nervous system as, I am not safe. I'm never going to do that again. I'm never going to stand up in front of people again. I'm never going to try something new again. I'm never going to go out on a limb for somebody else again, like all of these things. So then you avoid partnering with people, right? Like if you've ever had some kind of a friendship that went awry, then you might avoid partnerships that could help you to be more visible. Your nervous system remembers. And now when it's time to step into your business, your ego is going to step in and it's going to try to protect you. There's nothing wrong with you. This is just your body following the old program. So let's do a very simple audit. There's ways that we can very simply look at this. And again, there's a full audit in the show notes if you want to do this full audit, but we're just going to do this together. So when you receive an unexpected compliment, say somebody at the coffee shop compliments you on your sweater, or maybe you do a presentation and somebody says something really nice to you, how do you respond in general when you receive a compliment? Do you A, deflect it? Oh, it's nothing, or downplay it? Do you B, often feel really awkward about it and change the subject? Or C, do you actually receive it and simply say, thank you? How do you respond when you receive a compliment? The way that you respond is a powerful clue about how you feel safe to be seen in your brilliance. Because even if it's about your hair or your sweater or the way that you spoke about something, any of these things, that is you being seen as something beautiful. That is you being witnessed by another human being for being awesome in some way or for making them smile. And so if you have a trigger around that where you constrict or you restrict or you deflect, you downplay, you feel awkward, which then in turn makes them feel awkward, that is definitely a big clue that being visible in your unique brilliance or in your greatest joy is not kosher. And my friend, I do struggle to tell you this. Actually, I'm happy to tell you this because it could change your business, it could change your life. That being able to receive a compliment is massive. It is a signal of what you are sending out into the universe. So if this feels like something that is hard for you, I would recommend that the next time you receive a compliment, just test this out. Just try it. Simply say thank you. No other words. Thank you. You could also say thank you. That's so nice, but thank you. That's all you need to say. It's a full sentence. Allow yourself the experience of what it's like to simply receive the compliment and watch what starts to happen for you as you do that, and watch the other person and how they respond. Because when you say thank you, you actually give them a gift too. And that creates such a beautiful reciprocal energy that you can bring into your business in big ways once you start to really lean into that energy. Okay, here's a question number 2 for our little mini audit. When you go to create a post on social media, what happens for you? A, do you feel some kind of pressure? Maybe a pressure for it to be good. Maybe you completely lock up and freeze up. Maybe you feel a tightness of your chest, butterflies in your stomach. That's A, you lock up or you feel pressure. B, you tend to rewrite it 5 times, trying to get it perfect, trying to write it the right way, trying to think of all of the ways that it could be written. C, you get distracted. You find yourself scrolling on your phone. Maybe you suddenly feel like you need to take a nap. Maybe you're suddenly hungry. D, you decide that you need a lot more research because you want to make sure that the thing that you say is the correct thing and that you get it right. Or E, do you simply post it? No thoughts. You just post it and then it's done. And then after you post, what do? Do you tend to just post and be done, or do you obsessively check it? Okay. So the way that we post on social media, because obviously when we post something on social media, it's public. And there's so much in the space of social media of it feels like inherently, it can feel like there could be a lot of judgment. There's a lot of eyeballs. There's people looking at it. There's people, there's friends, there's family, there's, perhaps clients, you want to get it right. There's all kinds of things, right? So the way that we show up on social media, the way that we post, the actual physical sensations in your body tell you a lot about how your nervous system is reacting to putting yourself out there. Now, awareness, this is awareness. Once you have awareness, you have power. And I'll say for myself, as I was resisting sitting down to record this episode right here, I found myself distracted. I was doing all kinds of things. I ran downstairs, I got some water, and I was like, whoa, I'm in distraction because that's my habit. I will get in distraction. I'll do other things. It's like, what do I do? So this is what I want you to do. When you catch yourself, now that you've done your audit, do you tend to freeze? Do you rewrite it? Do you get distracted? What is your go-to? Next time you go to post something, next time you go to write something or share something, notice what's happening. What is happening in your body? And then as soon as you notice it, Go do something that is going to shift your energy into a positive state. So I went and I grabbed my hula hoop, and I kid you not, I hula hooped for like 15 seconds and I sat down and I hit record. No problem. Been resisting it. By the time I caught myself in distraction, I'd been distracting myself for quite some time. But it took me 15 seconds of hula hooping to come and feel excited to come and record this episode. So that's what you can do to shift your energy out of whatever it is that's preventing you from going and being in your most authentic. And remember that when we do something that brings us joy, like for me, it's hula hooping. For you, it could be dancing, it could be listening to a song, it could be running up and down the stairs, something that brings you joy and shifts your energy. You're going to come from a much more authentic place. You're going to feel so much more grounded in your share. Okay. Now I want to talk very quickly here about a couple of sneaky visibility blocks, because you might have aced that little audit. You might have been like, I totally can receive a compliment, no problem. You could be like, I have no problems posting on social media. But even when we feel confident or capable, certain subconscious patterns can quietly block your visibility and make showing up harder than it needs to be. So here are a couple of sneaky blocks that are keeping you from, again, speaking into the highest potential of your clients, speaking from that next level version of yourself that is calling them up, that is calling you up, that is calling the world up. These are the little sneaky ones that can come up for you, okay? First, the need for approval. So you post and you share only what you think other people are going to like, only what you think your clients are going to like, only what you think that people will comment on, only what you think your clients will comment on, what they will approve of, instead of genuinely speaking from your heart, from your business expertise, or from that highest place of highest potential. You will tend to, when we have that need for approval, we will tend to say things that we think other people want to hear, which can earn you some business. It can earn you some follows. It can feel good. It can get you the likes. However, it is not going to come fully from a place of authenticity, which is ultimately the thing that is going to draw more people into your life. The magnetic clients that you really want is going to come from a place of authenticity. So when we're posting from that need for approval, we also will likely tend to go check the likes a ton, because what you're looking for is that hit of dopamine versus actually writing something that is for conversion, that is actually going to convert somebody into your offer. It's very, very sneaky, my friends. Another is a need to be seen or perfectionism. So you'll tend to only share the highlight reel or wait until everything feels perfect to share something. So what this does is it keeps your content really polished, and it can look really nice, and your life can look really nice, and your business can look really nice, but it can feel really disconnected from the reality of human life. And so you tend to not resonate as well. And I mean, I myself will say we all struggle with these things. Everybody does. And this is probably the one that for me is the hardest one, because I will tend to feel like, okay, it's not safe to share something until it's ready. And part of that is having worked in marketing for so long, and we did perfect things for so long. So I myself fall into this one. It's very common, but be aware of it. Just notice where you're doing it and ask yourself, what would feel like something that would really relate or resonate with my audience? Is this something that would help them to feel more seen? And remember that that is not going to hurt your business when somebody feels more seen, especially if you're speaking right to the person who you really want to work with. Okay. Another one, and again, these directly correlate to some of those experiences of childhood, the fear of being wrong. If you're afraid of being wrong, you'll avoid sharing ideas, opinions, or offers because you're worried about mistakes or criticism or looking inexperienced, right? Like it's so normal. You'll also sometimes overthink your visibility. So you'll get stuck in strategy, rewriting, all of the what if scenarios, and just really overthinking. And that can create inconsistency. And so we won't show up as often as we could because we're just thinking too much about it. Now, another thing, this is a big one. This is a big one, is a disconnection from your joy and your play. So you're showing up and you're showing up consistently and you're doing all your business posts, but you're not doing it from a place of genuine energy and joy. And so when the way that you're showing up online, like remember that the energy that we put into anything is the energy in which it is received. So if you are creating from an energy of stress or pressure or needing to do it or just forcing yourself into it, it's going to be received in that energy too. It's not going to be received in the way that what you would really want it to be. So sometimes it's better to slow down and to pause and to ask yourself, what would feel like a much more joyful, aligned energy? What would feel more like I'm speaking up to the next version of myself or speaking up to the next version of my clients? What would feel more joyful for them to receive? What would feel more joyful for me to create? And so those questions, we often don't ask those questions, but if we bring that into our creation process, I promise you, you're going to notice a shift in the energy of yourself and in the energy of the things that you are creating. So take a moment and notice, are any of these patterns showing up in your business and the way that you're showing up online? And which ones have been really sneaky, maybe even hiding under the surface or subtly influencing how or whether you show up? And again, there's no right and wrong. This is just simply what's happening for you. And most entrepreneurs think that we need better strategy, we need better messaging, but the truth is that so much of this is resting at the nervous system level. It's resting in us simply not feeling safe to be ourselves. It's not feeling safe to feel joy, not even remembering. Our nervous system will distract us from actually going and doing the thing and doing it in a way that delights you. So notice where this is coming up and start to make these gentle little shifts. One little hula hoop at a time, one little walk at a time, one little dance party for yourself at a time. And simply recognizing where this is coming up for you is so huge. And also recognize, go and do the nervous system audit that is in the show notes and notice, where are you strong? Like, where are you already showing up in a really powerful way? Where are you bringing joy into your everyday bit by bit? Where are you showing up as your most powerful self? Where are you really good at showing up in an authentic way? And maybe that's not yet in your business. Maybe it's simply in friendships. Maybe you're like, wow, I actually am really good at being the friend who says it like it is, or being the friend who helps other people to feel like the space is safe for them because I open the door to sharing in an honest way. Like, where are you already allowing yourself to be visible? Maybe you're one of those people who does receive a compliment beautifully, because the way that you receive things is also the way that you're putting it out into the world. So the more that you receive a compliment in a beautiful way, the more that you begin to receive what somebody else is saying to you without feeling like you instantly have to have something to say back, the more visible you allow them to be, the more visible you allow yourself to be, and the more safe conversations you will begin to have. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you gained something out of it, I would love it if you would leave a review. You can do that right on Apple Podcasts. Just scroll all the way down to the bottom and go click on the stars and leave your honest review of the podcast. I would love to hear what you think. You can also go follow me on Instagram. I'm jennifer.liss.coaching on Instagram. Go follow me there. Send me a message. I would love to connect with you. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode. Have a beautiful day. Bye.